Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a huge book haul to share with you all. As you guys can see, I've purchased all of these books over the past 4 months, so I didn't buy all of these books in one go, but I've also had some other book hauls on my channel throughout the months. I also received a lot of books for my birthday and I was so grateful for that. Today I have over 20 books to share with you all, so let's just go ahead and get started because we have a lot to talk about. So there are a few books in here that I've read already. So the first book that I purchased was Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer. And I bought this because it was different at the time. I didn't see anyone read this book. Also has red sprayed edges, so I thought this was beautiful. And it seemed like a fun book that was perfect for October. So I did read this one. I ended up giving this one, I think, 3 or 3.5 stars. And then I bought the entire Magnolia Parks universe series because I had the first two indie covers. I just went ahead and sold the other two and purchased the UK edition because I wanted the original covers. So I have read Magnolia Parks. I just love these covers. They're so pretty and I love the story as well. I just love how big and floppy these books are. I also have Daisy Hates. This was a 5-star read for me. I do have these two to read. Third book is Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home, and then fourth is Daisy Hates, The Great Undoing. And I think that Jessa Hastings is coming out with the 5th book in the series in January, I think. So I have to catch up by then. I also just got Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. This is the 2nd book following Fourth Wing, and I did just finish this book, I think, yesterday night. So you guys will see that reading vlog before this video. The cover is just so pretty. I'm so happy to have this book. I also got the Fourth Wing special edition holiday cover because I love Fourth Wing. I gave this 6 stars and I just think that this is so beautiful. I didn't have the sprayed edges for this book, so I'm so happy that I do now, and this is just stunning. It's perfect to display. I'm just so happy about this, so I had to get this. I guess I'll just finish with this stack, but I think the rest are books that I have not read yet. So I have these 2 books here. These 2 books are part of the King of Sin series by Anna Huang, and I have not gotten into King of Wrath yet, so that is the first book, but I did want to buy the indie edition of King of Pride because I know that I don't know if they're available anymore. I have no idea what these books are about. I know that the Twisted series, they're kind of like dark. So I don't know if these books will be the same, but I'm honestly feeling that vibe right now. So I do want to get into King of Wrath soon. And then I'm so happy because King of Greed came out recently and I have been seeing a lot of people hyping the book up. I'm so excited to get into it because I think the tropes are up my alley. I also noticed that Walmart had the exclusive edition where there are some pictures inside, and I actually purchased the Target edition, but then I had to return it because I found the Walmart edition and I was on the hunt for this. So I'm so happy because I love the exclusive illustrations in here. Like this first one is just so pretty, and there are some other ones in here as well. I don't want to read the back of any of these books because they're like 2nd and 3rd books into the series. The last 3 books from the first stack that I have will complete my Throne of Glass series. I am a sucker for deals, you guys. If you guys didn't know, Target has these buy 2 get 1 free deals, I think every few months or something, but I do see them frequently. I just am so scared when covers like sell out or something. So I really wanted to complete my collection. Even though I have not read the Throne of Glass series yet, I'm actually still reading the ACOTAR series, so I hope that I do enjoy these books. But I have Empire of Storms by Sarah J Maas, and I love these covers, you guys. I don't know, I prefer the new covers over the old one, but I know nothing about these books and they're all super chunky. So I think this was like the perfect time to save on these because they're usually like almost $20 or upwards of $20. This one is Tower of Dawn. I love this cover, so pretty, and I know that people usually tandem read both of those books, so I will decide when I get there. But the last book is Kingdom of Ash, and this book I think There are like over 1,000 pages or something, which is insane. I don't even know how long this book would take me to read, but I had to complete the series for when I do start, because I don't know what will happen by the time I start the series. Moving on to this stack over here, I have 2 books that I actually received as gifts for my birthday, but I didn't get to include in the birthday haul, so I'm going to include them here. The first book that I received was another book that is part of the Addicted series. I can't wait, know nothing about this. This is by Krista and Becca Ritchie. Another book that I received on my birthday was Heavenly Bodies by Imani. I have no idea how to pronounce that, and I don't want to butcher it, but this is a fantasy book that I saw someone on YouTube really rave about. She totally won me over. I love anything that has to do with zodiac signs, and I feel like this kind of represents it. I have no idea. This seems like something that has to do with constellations. This is a debut novel that blends romance, intricate, and mythology together, all against the backdrop of a fantasy world you would never want to leave. So it sounds really nice. I know that there's a second one, I think, as well. I'm very excited. I do want to read more fantasy books. So the next book that I have, I'm so excited, you guys, is Caught Up by Liz Tomford, and this is the 3rd book, part of the Windy City series. I can't wait to get into this one. I think this might be my next read. This one is a baseball romance. I love the tropes in here. There's single dad, age gap romance, and also they don't really like each other, but I think obviously they'll grow on each other. So I think this one will be a spicy read, and I just can't wait. I love a sports romance, and I need to read that one ASAP. I am also excited to read Wildfire by Hannah Grace, because this is the 2nd book, part of I Can Never Remember, the Maple Hills series. So this one is about Russ and Aurora, and honestly I don't know anything about the other characters from Icebreaker, so I just know that I loved Icebreaker. This has to do with like them being camp counselors. They had like a one-night stand, so that just sounds super juicy. I can't wait to read this one. The next book I am so excited to read is Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. This is her first YA book, and I know nothing about chess, but this is a thinner book, and I love Ali Hazelwood's books, so I'm so excited to get into this one. I think it also has to do with like rivals. One of them stopped playing chess, but because there's like a new best player or something, I think Mallory, she goes back and starts playing again. I'm hoping to read this one before the end of the year. Another one of my most anticipated releases for the end of the year would be Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher, and this is the first book in her new series, The Lakefront Billionaires. I just know that this has to do with interior design, and I love interior designing, so I am so excited because this also takes place in Wisteria, so I think that's where Final Offer took place. I'm excited to be back in that, I guess, world, even though they're different. I've heard nothing but amazing things about this one. It's a pretty chunky one though, so I don't know when I'll be able to get into that one. I have been wanting to read these 2 books, but they're a little bit out of my comfort zone because the first one is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. This one seemed like a nice cozy read for the fall time, so that's why I wanted to pick this one up, and I think people said this one is a low-stake fantasy. I do want to read this one because I love anything that has to do with like lattes and like sitting in a cafe. So I just fell for that. I have no idea what this one is about, so hopefully I can read this one soon. And then I bought Red Rising by Pierce Brown because I was seeing this book all over BookTube, and it made me curious because I love reading books that are kind of like outside my comfort zone, but I'm a little nervous. So this one is more of a sci-fi fantasy. I haven't read a sci-fi book yet, so I don't know when I'm going to start this one, but it sounds very good. This one says, his wife taken, his people enslaved, driven by a longing for justice and the memory of lost love, Darrow, I think that's his name, will stop at nothing to bring down his enemies, even if he must become one of them to do so. I've heard people said that he came out with some other books that are kind of related to this world, so I'm not sure, but I'm very excited to get into that one sometime. Just don't know when yet, but I had to pick that up. The next 2 books are like my favorite covers of the year, and they're so popular because the third one just came out, but I'm waiting for the same edition before I pick the third one up. That would be the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy by Stephanie Garber. You guys, look at these stunning covers. I just love them so much, and they're paperbacks. They're so pretty, and I literally want to own every edition that I've seen, but I just don't know if I'll enjoy the series because I read Carvel, and that book I actually didn't enjoy as much as I thought I would. I gave it like a 3 stars, so I'm kind of putting the series down, but I really want to read that series before I get into this one because I know they're kind of like related. So I have to finish the series, and I will start this one hopefully next year, but I'm so excited because I've heard amazing things about these 2 books. I just know that this first one has to do with like the Prince of Death or something, where, oh no, the Prince of Hearts, where she asks for his help and she has to give him like 3 kisses. So that just sounds so cool. Those are the UK editions, so I'm so happy to have them in my hands. And then I also wanted to complete this series, and that would be the Chestnut Spring series. So this is the last book in the series, I think. It's called Hopeless by Elsie Silver. I've only read the first book. I don't know why I stopped. I think it was because summer was ending and I had other books I wanted to read, but I really want to binge the entire series because so many people love the series and I want to get further into it. Then I have Heart of the Raven Prince, I think by Tassona Odette. This is part of the Entangled with Fae series, and this is a Cinderella retelling. This one might be the second one in the series, but I think you can just read each book separately. So if you guys don't know me, I love anything that has to deal with Cinderella, and I've watched like every Cinderella movie out there, and I just love Cinderella. Once I found out that this was a Cinderella retelling, I had to pick this book up, and I don't even know if I'm going to read the other books in the series, but I just know that this one is the most popular one, and it deals with a playboy prince and then a servant girl desperate for a disguise. You guys, that sounds so good. I just had to, and I just love this cover as well. I'm so excited to pick this book up. Second to last book, I purchased Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling because I love this edition, and I'm also like scared that this indie edition will go out of print. I think it was picked up by a publisher, I'm not sure, but I've heard amazing reviews about this fantasy book as well. This one has to deal with like dragons. After reading Fourth Wing, I love dragons, and I just want to also pick this one up, see what it's about. This one I think is about a runaway princess. Once I heard that, I had to pick this one up, and also the reviews just swayed me, so I want to read that one ASAP. But I might read some more fantasy books and then put that one in that video. But if you guys want to see my thoughts on this book soon, then let me know. The last book I purchased was The Hurricane Wars by Thea Guanzin, and this one is a fantasy book as well that has to do with enemies to lovers. Has shadow magic, and I think the female main character is a light wielder. It was just a little hard for me to get into this one. I actually did start reading this one. I got to page 50 and then I put it down. I just thought this cover was really pretty. I didn't hear a lot of people talking about this book, so I wanted to try it out, but I had to put this one down. So that is the last book for this haul video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing everything that I purchased recently. I've been like collecting these books and waiting to share them with you guys. It's a little crazy, but I think I'm done for the end of the year. I do have some pre-orders, but I'm going to try not to buy any more physical books. I just love watching people do book shopping videos and book hauls, so I love sharing them as well. Can't wait to read all of them and let you guys know my thoughts. But I appreciate you guys for being here, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!